I was born in a little city in the western part of France, in the south of Brittany. I went to school like all the other kids. I never followed art studies. I discovered art, music, culture, literature, aside from school, precisely because these fields were like windows, doors, that I could open to escape from school. How do I define street art? I don't define street art. Street art is a word that was invented in 2003 or 4 or 5, and I started painting a long time ago, and I started stenciling 32 years ago. So street art came after that, and there's no definition. Street art is art in the street. What else can I say? This is not a street art exhibition here. We are in a gallery, so it's got nothing to do with street art. Urban, why urban? We could be in the middle of nowhere in the country. That wouldn't be a problem to me. So yes, I was born in a city, I live in a city, my culture is urban, okay, but is my art urban? I don't know. In situ or contextual, yes, but when I paint on a canvas, there's no context whatsoever. So when I paint on a canvas, I'm just an artist, not street, not urban, not this or that. What is my relationship with the public space? Maybe we should try and define what public space is. Let's say that life in general and space in particular are divided into private and public parts. And this is the very heart of the exhibition here and the series of exhibitions organized by this gallery called Public and Confidential, which is public and private. When I decide that I want to interact with the street, I don't only interact with the street, but with the people who live there, with the people who built the buildings I paint on, and with the whole context, which means that it's live art. And every day with the sun, the wind and the rain, the wall will change. The painting will be altered until one day when it will be necessary to repaint the wall, or the painting will just vanish. You will only have a few traces, and people might say, oh, look at that. In the same way they say, look at those Roman ruins. So what we do is just adding a layer to those hundreds or thousands of layers that have already been added by time, by people, you know. So when I select or when I'm proposed several walls, I always tend to choose, to pick the one which is the most textured, alive, full of layers and with a visible heritage. If you give me an old wall full of holes with old remainings of paint, you know, I will probably prefer it to a nice white new wall. Since I work in black and white a lot with different tones of gray in between the white and the black, I can keep the wall as a tone. Instead of painting some gray in between my white and my black, I keep the wall so that you can see a picture, and at the same time the wall is almost not hidden at all. It's like respecting the people around as well, the people who will be walking walking up or down the street will see the wall and they haven't decided about anything. So I wouldn't like to impose a huge, colorful painting like a canvas. A huge, giant canvas I would hang on their building. There's also another reason about the absence of color. It is that life is multicolored. Even the most gray, dull, sad, and dirty city is still colorful, but life is not in black and white. So the fact of working in black and white makes a difference between my work and reality. Even if I work from photos and my work is quite photorealistic, I'm not trying to make believe that these people are real, true. I'm not trying to create a sensation of reality. Black and white is like an old photo, like a vintage postcard, like stills taken from an old movie. The people I represent are either celebrities or totally anonymous people. They can be icons or ordinary beings, and they are in black and white, like our shadows. They're like us. They are like mirrors of what's going on in the street. If you recognize the person I've painted, and if you like that person, then you can identify, but you don't have to be a fan of Bob Dylan or Jimi Hendrix to feel moved, to feel some emotion. So it doesn't matter. If I paint icons, it's mainly because I am a fan of those people. And some people say, aren't you tired to paint those old icons? You're an adult now, be reasonable, do your own stuff. This is my own stuff. Trying to be, as an artist, more original than the others doesn't mean anything to me. Trying to be yourself is much more important. I guess that until I die, I will keep on painting people such as Bob Dylan, Patti Smith, Jimi Hendrix, or a lot of others, just because they are part of my life. I could become a full-time artist. I've painted in a lot of different cities. I was given the opportunity to exhibit my work in a lot of different countries. I'm very lucky. I could visit different places, meet a lot of different people. My favorite city is probably the next one. Invited in Rome for an exhibition is something special because Rome represents so much. You have everything here. If you walk in the center, if you walk in Rome, at every corner is a new surprise, and you're just in the midst of heritage. Michelangelo, Caravaggio, old buildings, and it should be impressive. I should even be very shy here. Maybe I should refuse to show such, modern icons in a place like Rome. At the same time, I am deeply attached to that idea that was developed in the 60s with pop art, but which became truer later. Maybe after that punk revolution, when people decided that you didn't have to follow art classes to be an artist, that you didn't have to be a virtuoso to play a music instrument, that you could paint on walls, on cardboard, on wood, with cheap tools. You don't need a frame and a museum to show art. I don't always like the way people keep art, as if it had to be hidden, kept away from the population, because it might be damaged. These cultural objects should be ordinary, and sacralizing art is a bad thing. You know, when people tell me, but this is cardboard, how long will it last? How should I protect it? What will it become in 100 years? Why asking me what it will be? I don't know, but obviously cardboard is cardboard. It's only cardboard. I don't believe in anything that can be kept forever. So heritage is not a question of time. What is more ancient, what is older is better than what is recent? No. Why not decide that we don't want to wait until it has disappeared to find it interesting? Internet has probably changed everything, not only in the fields of art and culture, but today you don't have any boundaries, any frontiers, any borders any longer. And if you do something, if I paint something here this morning, the whole planet can be aware, can know this afternoon. And myself, if I want to know what's going on the other side of the planet, and if I want to check what my colleagues have painted yesterday, just one click, and you know. So this has redefined the status of artists, of galleries, even museums, and you can sell your own art through the internet without going through galleries or auction sales or art dealers if you want to. The internet and the web revolution has certainly changed art a lot. With problems, with drawbacks, and with advantages. Andy Warhol said, in the future, but his future is our present. In the future, everybody will be world famous for 15 minutes. And it was so true, because today, everybody is famous for more than 15 minutes. Anonymous people can become famous just doing nothing. If you take a photo of yourself, a selfie, and you post it on your Facebook page, and then you have 20 likes, wow, I'm famous. Okay, so Andy Warhol was true.